This setup of post-roll drag is really effective, especially as a counterplay to mesh spots. So what we're going to be doing with this setup is we're going to streak our right receiver. We are going to drag our slot receiver, and we're going to block our running back. Now, what this primarily is going to do a good job of is attacking any kind of cover two on the right-hand side of the field, which is something they might go to try to slow down mesh spot. It's also going to be good against man coverage, and you are blocking your running back instead of your tight end. So if they're maybe over adjusting to try to stop a blocked tight end, now they're going to over adjust to stop a blocked running back, and you're kind of varying your route combo. So the first thing is this double drag setup is really, really effective against any kind of man coverage. So if they're playing man coverage, one of your drags is pretty much always going to be open, and we're going to be able to block most pressure. Again, what do we like to do with our pass protection against cover zero? We like to, when we're blocking a running back, slide protect away from the running back, block the running back, and then ID the nose tackle. And you're going to see here, it's going to pick up the blitz, and then you're going to take one of these drags, which the drag this year are very, very versatile, very effective, especially against man coverage. So now the user's in a position where they're going to probably have to choose one of the drag routes that they're going to use, or especially if they're going to send five out of cover zero. So if they're going to send five out of cover zero, then the other thing that you're going to be able to do with this is you're going to be able to step up and you're going to be able to hit this post route. Now, the post route out of post will drag, in my opinion, is a little bit better against man coverage than the post route out of mesh spot in terms of it cuts a little sharper over the middle of the field. Okay, so the clear out from that streak, and then you should have that over the middle of the field. Now, the one thing I will say about the post will drag post route, and you've maybe seen people throw interceptions, maybe you yourself have thrown interceptions on this. One of the things that is really helpful when utilizing this post will drag post is to freeform this horizontally. You want to throw it more like an in route. That's going to make it a little bit easier in terms of, basically I'm freeforming it at about 2 o'clock, and that's going to help significantly with the man coverage. So you see here, freeform more inside, your possession catching that, and that's going to be pretty consistent for you against man. So this play is really good against man coverage, especially cover zero. In terms of what could they do to stop this play, one of the best ways to combat this play is to go ahead and play two hard flats over the middle of the field. If they do this out of a cover zero, you can sometimes get this this deep streak over the top. Okay, so that's an option, but they might have you with this. We have other setups that are going to be able to counter this. For example, the original mesh spot setup counters that adjustment sequence really, really well. And the main reason why this play is in the playbook is really for this kind of coverage right here. So if you're getting any kind of cover two, this is really good against cover two because the double drags over the middle of the field, they're going to have hard flats on both sides of the field. So you see right here, they don't have a hard flat. I can check it down to that drag route for a couple yards and, be very, very effective. The other thing though is, maybe they do something like a double flat, and then, something like this. This is pretty common. So if it's a double Mabel coverage, it's a really good play against that. Because what's going to happen is this streak is going to clear out this deep half defender, and then your post route is going to absolutely destroy, that kind of coverage. Now, it is a little important. It is a little important when calling this play to understand why this post route works, and it's going to come underneath the deep half, and then it's going to get over the top of the cloud. So you can throw this. I don't know why that deep half is actually matching me like crazy. I think this could be a practice mode thing. But basically what should happen is you can wait on this post. Let's see if we can get it here. So you can wait on it and throw it over here to the sideline. That's the idea. Now, what this is going to do is we're not going to allow them to play. We're not going to allow them to be able to get away with running cover two. On both sides of the field. They can really only get away with running cover two to the short side of the field, which we're going to break that. And we basically kind of broke that as well with our previous setup out of mesh spot, right? So what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to get into a coverage that looks something like this. And the problem with this coverage now, this is a pretty good coverage, especially if they just use this post route. Number one, mesh spot's going to destroy it. Number two, the way to beat it is to throw that post route early as opposed to late. Throw the post route once it kind of cuts right underneath of the third. So if they're any kind of cover 3 coverage, your streak's going to pull that middle third. You're going to throw this right here, and I typically will ag catch it in the